Then remember
And here we
space.
go.
So both teams coming in roaring
Yonna's team
roaring out of their
seems
spawns. However,
coordinated.
it seems the new gens have taken the middle, whereas the old gens have opted for a less conventional approach and have climbed up one of their towers.
Luckily, it's not King of the Hill.
And I just
So all gens are chilling right now on the tower.
Uh-oh.
They're just playing for drop kills to get
With
some
30
early
minutes,
lead.
with 30 minutes on the clock, it's realistic. I'm hoping it'll be over before then. But if
I'm just
we'll
thinking
have to
it's
see
gonna
what the old
be
gens decide to do.
Oh, Dark Ruler is pushing up with his fake.
Hey,
he
starts
baited
baiting
at least
them.
4 of them down.
That's good.
Oh, one for
And he managed to get himself a kill. Now the old gens have, no, the new gens, sorry, have taken the initiative and are now deciding to try and put them off.
Are contesting. The old gens are using some risky maneuvers. Many of them almost got killed. They only just got out. Akio on 50 HP, pushing out. Protect the president right now, because you play conservative for your health. MK Ultra contesting the tower on Tyler. And Tyler gets the kill. Yonna supporting him. Zera pushing up on Yonna. Super dying to Rampage.
It appears the old gens are sticking to their strategy quite well. I imagine this would be sort of
Tyler, another drop kill on
sort of a first spawn thing, and then they maybe start going towards the middle. However, they seem to be sticking to their strategy for now, so we'll have to see how that works out for them. However, considering that they're playing for drop kills, the new gens aren't too far behind them in terms of kills.
They are 2 kills ahead already, so I'm pretty confident that the strategy they're cooking up, they believe in it. They just need to make sure they keep playing these drops clean. Even trade, 8-8.
Bodies board.
Yonda getting an extra kill, 9-8. Oldgen's in the lead. Looking at the leaderboard, it seems like King Kong isn't doing too well right now with a 1-3 KD. So a tactic that the new gens could use is focus King Kong to get him out early. Meanwhile, Dark Ruler is also on 3 deaths. Oh, a mosh pit in the middle. Old gens seem to be winning out. Still 2 kills in the lead, fighting for the tower. Yonda going for a drop kill, and he gets Zera.
I mean, was the new? I believe the new gens they've adjusted their strategy slightly to try and keep them off this tower. With the old gens' faster reinforcement time, it's just not really feasible. So they've taken to going back to the middle again and flaming each other in the chat.
There is a timer, right? And whoever has the most kills by the end of the timer wins, I'll assume.
There is currently 27 minutes on the timer.
Alright, so all gens are abusing dirty war tactics where they try to get a lead and just AFK, playing on an advantageous position. They're waiting for them to push, they can get drop kills. So I'll assume they keep doing that until they get in the deficit. Because it's working for them, so why else would they change it? They're in the lead, they can just AFK for 25 minutes and win the game.
And it appears a small contingent of the old gens team have come to meet them head on.
Yeah, Mr. Eliters is kind of bored. He's trying to lure these new gens, baiting them.
However, will his bait prove to be fruitful? It could either end as predicted, where they could all drop off and get a bunch of kills between them, or it could perhaps backfire, and Elitors and Super Nixter could face the wrath of the full new gen squad.
Not the most action-packed scenario, I cannot lie. However,
it appears contingents have dropped down and are sort of facing, sort of flexing to each other, trying to.
Old gens are hardcore baiting. It's working out for them. They don't need to do anything.
Down, they're getting kills.
Oh, King Kong is feeding. Oh, new gens getting some kills.
New gens pulled it back slightly.
Old gens only had by 1 point. Yonma's still up on the tower. His ivory tower, all his.
3
Rampage
people
contesting
from
him.
Reinforcing.
Missing each other. Mosh pit on the bottom. Old gen spinning out. Zera getting a double kill. Akio
in some ways, it does appear that the old gen strategy may be working against them slightly, as as it does appear that the Newgens have gotten wise to this and
some of the Oldgens seem overconfident. They're being sort of sloppy, getting 1v3'd by one person. Really,
they do seem to be able to counter their drop kills quite effectively, and even so much that they've managed to take the tower for themselves, and are now employing a similar tactic.
And now, Red's tactic is kind of backfiring because the Oldgens, they were playing for time. They had all the time they had. They could just AFK for 20 minutes and play for drop kills. They didn't properly finish off these drop kills. Now they're 5 points behind and they're forced to go on the offensive.
And now it appears as though they're deciding to play for the middle as a more traditional
Oh, Zera caught without
game of
his
Meadows
sword
would be
out.
played. However,
Rookie
the
mistake.
Newgens have pulled forward with a fairly decent lead for pulling, which has now, upon speaking, reduced slightly down to 2 from 5. But but it's still an early game, and it's still anybody's game.
Cool Dude and Elaters really seem like the backbone of both their teams. I'm truly wondering what Randy Dev is doing with 27 damage and 1 death on the board.
There is a well, depending on where he is, there may be a chance that he's using an anchoring tactic where somebody will stay behind in the spawn whilst the rest of the team fights, in order to conserve their deaths. So then, when everybody else is on 10, 9 deaths, pretty much ready, nearing the outscore, they can just go in and get a few force ties to win the game. However, that has, in experience, been had varying levels of effectiveness.
Cousin Randy just got a kill, luckily, so he's on the board now. I must say that the Oldgens are sort of cleaning it up. They're now 1 kill in the lead. It seems like they're dropping the tower strategy because they both had a lead and they both kind of screw it up.
This is this is a very, very close game. I mean, both teams have pulled forward and then had the gap closed on them. The Oldgens do seem to be going back to their tower drop kill tactic.
Oldgens have taken both towers, surprisingly.
Oh, Dark Ruler caught lacking way too far forward. Rampage dealing with the top frag of the red team. Akio tying up. Super Nixter getting a kill.
Going on for
Super Nixter getting a double kill.
Which the Oldgens may just be able to clutch.
Jason gets out of there by the skin of his teeth. Cool Dude getting a kill. Zera cleaning it up. Oldgens 2 kills in the lead. Akio needs to watch out for his deaths because he only has 2 lives left. Same for MK Ultra Victim. So they have to be a bit careful this game.
At the end of the game, it may end up being a 1v1. As we can see in the leaderboard, Randy Dev only has 4 deaths and Yonder 11 only has 1, meaning that even if everybody else is wiped out, it could possibly even come down to a 1v1, who is individually the most skilled.
If that's the case, I think the Oldgens might have an advantage. Yonda being very experienced in 1v1s, leading the Sword Division a couple years ago. Randy being relatively inexperienced, hiding behind his team, hoping that they did carrying for him. So if that scenario happens, I think the Oldgens will be pretty happy.
However, surprises have been known. However, given Yonda's credentials and experience, it would appear unlikely that
Cousin Randy challenging his uncle King Kong to a 1v1.
King Kong does not appear to be responding.
Yonda baiting the entire Newgen team, chasing him like a dog. What is the Oldgen team doing? Not supporting him, and Yonda gets the force tie. Honestly, best case scenario in that situation. He was getting hunted down by a lot of Newgens. It would be hard to fight his way out. Super Nixter gets a nice drop kill on MK Ultra Victim, aka Shouting.
As we can see, on the leaderboard, both teams have various members nearing the outscore now. So I expect both teams to be taking on more of a defensive stance.
Oh, Yonda with a nice skill on Shouting.
However,
Shouting is out. The first person to get eliminated from the game.
That means that the Newgens are a player down. However, they and adding up and having them, and in total they are also kills down, meaning that the old gens currently are leading in multiple ways. And as I mentioned earlier, they've taken on more of a defensive stance, which appears to be working well for them.
Some people need pressure to pop off. Hopefully, with this death, they can make something good of it. Have some extra pressure, try and pop off harder, go for smarter plays to help them get the lead again. Oh, the Newgen getting 3 kills, Rampage. Only 1 kill advantage to Oldgen team now.
Both 2 members of the Newgen team and of the Oldgen team are now on 10 kills, meaning they're only 1 kill away from the outscore, meaning that the game could change quite drastically in a matter of moments.
I feel like the Oldgen teams should start focusing on Rampage. He's been getting quite a few kills the last couple minutes, and he's on his last life. Getting him out would be great. On the other hand, Eliters and Ekio, the top fraggers for their team, are also on their last life. Yonna staying in spawn.
And both teams have resumed their original positions, with the Oldgen team on the tower and the Newgen team at middle. However, 3 of the Newgen team have now headed out in an effort to take the Oldgen team head on, which does not seem to be working very well for them.
Another drop kill. The Newgens got baited into the drop kill strategy from Oldgen, tying up the score. It does seem like the game is coming back down to a stare down. Oh, Randy caught out of position, cornered by the Oldgens.
20 minutes on the clock. It appears they may have to start making some moves.
Randy got a tie on Super Nixter. Oldgens escaping, running back to their tower. Healing up, waiting for the Newgens to make a mistake. Newgens sort of contesting. They know they need a kill. Otherwise, Oldgen team could win just by time. Oh, Super Nixter eliminated by the Newgens. And Yonda also dying. This means that the Newgen team is now in the lead by 2 kills.
Something that may be slightly worrying for the Newgen team is that Cool Dude, Hello Mini, and Aronian, aka X Ramps, i.e. the carries of their team, are both on 9 and 10 kills respectively, of death, sorry. Meaning that if they are wiped out, that could spell the end for the Newgens, even if the old gens have less lives between them.
At that point, the team game is moving a bit to dual gameplay, so it's more focused on isolated fights rather than big clumped up fights. And I feel like some people that really train for that specifically can pop off in such situations. I'm thinking Yonda and King Kong, they're pretty confident in their 1v1 ability, so we'll see how it goes. Meanwhile, the Newgens mostly used to fighting in group on bases like Castle Beaumont and against the Sanctuary.
We can see near the Oldgen spawn, there's a little bit of sword twitching. However, that doesn't appear to be leading to any kills or anything.
Neither team looking to fight, considering their deaths being so high. Blue team playing for time. Red team should go on the offensive and try and get something done. King Kong moving around. Cool Dude contesting. Cool Dude versus King Kong. I feel like Cool Dude might win this, considering his KD so far. Going 18 and 9, having an excellent performance on the Newgen team.
However,
King Kong not doing as well.
If King does manage to beat Cool Dude or even force tie him, that could be a pretty devastating blow for the.
King Kong is pulling the oldest trick in the boot, pretending to have lag, slightly tapping his W key. Pretending he's having a seizure in game right now. I think we might need to send an ambulance over to help him out here.
However, we from experience we know that King Kong has had issues with lag in the past, so that feint actually has a bit of logic behind it. However, it does seem to be a bit of fighting going on. The entire Oldgen squad.
Oh, Cool Dude getting an annihilation on Ekio, but King Kong cleaning it up. King Kong on 20 HP, getting another kill.
Oh, and
Clutching
Ramps is out, meaning that the Newgens have only one carry left in the form of Cool Dude Mini, who is now on 10 deaths. If he is taken out, that could spell the end for the Newgen team. However, with the Oldgen team also being quite close to the outscore, it's really anybody's game.
It is a close game. I feel like Yonna might have to be a little bit more conservative. It's looking like it might be a 1v1 in the end, with Randy and Zara being on low deaths, and Yonna being the only person on low deaths. Oh, Yonna getting a nice elimination kill on Cool Dude. Their MVP is out.
And however, whilst the Oldgens have more, whilst the Newgens have more lives between them, the Oldgens have, on average, performed better, meaning that
Oh, Jason getting
even
kills
with the
there.
extra lives, that may not necessarily.
Oh,
Randy Dev
Randy
coming
getting
in
a triple.
with a triple kill.
Yeah, this is looking really close. 2 people on their last life on the red team. Meanwhile, blue team has Randy on 6 lives.
With King Kong out,
Kane
that leaves it to a
eliminated.
2v2. Whilst the Newgen team again has more kills, has more lives between them. The Old Gen team has, on average, performed better, meaning it's still anybody's game. Especially with Yonder 11, with his experience and credentials.
Jason being A10, not the best KD, not even going positive. He really needs to step it up here to clutch the game. Otherwise, Yonna will have to win many 1v1s to have a chance at winning.
And with less than 15 minutes on the clock, we may see some moves being made in a few moments.
Zera on 80 HP, but Red not looking to go in, considering the height advantage. They're looking for another drop kill on Zera, who's moving around. Zera, it seems like Newgens are trying to go for Jason specifically.
With both the New Gen members pushing forward to try and close in on their flanks, the Old Gen team seem to have gotten wise with that, and Yonder has retreated. Tower, leaving Jason to.
Jason between a rock and a hard place. Bad positioning.
Now Jason is out, meaning it is a 1v2 between Yonder 11 repping the Old Gens and Randy Dev and Zera for the New Gens.
Will the only hope here is really having Yonda go for isolated 1v1s and try and clutch this. There's still some time on the clock. He has time to heal up after every 1v1 and try and force another 1v1 right after. But the 1v2 is going to be hard. They'll try to push him into a corner and force him to die and take fights he doesn't want to.
Realistically, if they play this smart, they both have to go up at the same time. Yonder can only take out one of them at a time.
Yonda, smart, going for the 1v1 and backing off to heal. He just needs to heal. The clock is ticking, but there's still enough time on the clock.
The New Gens have likely realised that Yonder has no choice but to adopt a defensive stance, meaning that using their numbers advantage, if they push him, they may be able to take him out.
Yonda getting another drop kill. Yonda in the isolated 1v1s really has the advantage considering his status in the old tier Sword Elite division, the Valkyries. He is pretty confident in his 1v1 ability. He just needs...
Definitely showing that experience that you mentioned earlier, PK.
Yeah, he really needs to just go for these 1v1s, make it so the blue team can't force 1v2s and push him into a corner and heal. I'm not sure what the Newgen team is doing, quite honestly. They have a player advantage, they have the lives, but they're not really forcing anything. It seems like they're playing for time, just running away. What Yonder could do.
I believe they may have seen that Yonder is a dangerous adversary to take on, which is why they've adopted more of a defensive position, which may not appear to be the most sensible. However, we'll have to see if it works or not.
What blue team is trying right now is to make it so Yonda has to go towards Zera and they can get a drop kill, because the blue team is still in the lead in terms of kills. So Yonda needs to go on the offensive and get a couple kills to tie it up again. Yonda being the sole hope for the Oldgen team. Confident in his 1v1 capabilities, being hunted down by 2 players. You also need to keep in mind that Randy is from Asia, so he will certainly reach Yonda for 50 studs if he wants to, by unplugging his Wi-Fi. The dirty tactic that Asians are not scared of using. However, Yonda realizing, creating enough of a gap, as long as it's more than 50 studs, he'll be fine. Randy pulling a King Kong tactic, trying to bait. Back to the tower turtling. Yonda being a bit rude here, calling Randy a dog.
Both teams appear to be. They don't seem to be. Neither team really seems to want to attack the other, which on the side of the Oldgen, which from the point of view of the Oldgen team makes sense. Yonda, I mean, there's only very few people can consistently win 1v2s, and whether Yonda is one of those people is unclear. However, the Newgen team appear to have realized that Yonda is too dangerous to be taken on alone, so they're just deciding to stick together rather than be forced into 1v1s.
Blue doesn't need to force anything because they're in the lead. Yonda needs to get kills, so blue team can just play for time right now. Kind of silly, but Yonda does need to go on the offensive. There's only 9 minutes, he needs to get several kills. He needs to get about 2 more kills before the score is really tied up without dying himself.
With 9 minutes left, moves will have to be made.
Yonda moving up, trying to get one to
Yonda
drop
attempting
down.
to bait.
He's baiting it, but they have a 2-player advantage. This is going to be difficult. Yonda getting a 1-for-1. Almost eliminating Zera. If he can eliminate Zera and force these 1-for-1s on Randy, that'll be great for the team. It's the best thing they can hope for right now. Zera dropped out of spawn, so Yonda can technically force a force tie on Zera if he wants to, ending up 14 and 9 against 9 and 7 Randy, and going for the clutch duels afterwards. However, he does have to hurry with only 8 minutes on the clock. Moving up, baiting Zera to make the
Yonda,
move.
he's realized that Zera is vulnerable, and he's giving hot pursuit, meaning that
Yeah, blue team running because they have the time on their side right now. Yonda trying to cut them off. Blue team hiding behind the corner. Zera got stacked up, so he cannot be contested up there. Blue team being a bit silly. Result using dirty tactics.
If it does end in a stalemate, meaning that the time will have reached 0, it will take a moment to calculate the winner. Whereas if Yonda manages to take them out, or if indeed the new gens manage to take them out, then take Yonda out, then it will be an instant result, which is what I know we're all hoping for.
Luckily, with quick moss, we can say that Yonda has 3 lives left and blue team has 5 lives left, so Yonda is in a 2-kill disadvantage. He really needs to get these 2 kills. Make sure the timer becomes irrelevant. Blue team is going to keep on running, playing for the timer.
Yonda is in a bit of a hard place. If he is in a bit of a tough position. If he pushes them, they will. If he pushes them, they will run. If he doesn't push them, they won't drop on him. So realistically, it will be difficult for him to get those kills.
If he doesn't push, then blue team will win by default, so he really has to make moves. I'm not sure why he's standing around. He just has to go for it, believe in himself, try and get kills. Every second that passes is a second closer to defeat. Perhaps we can pull a Hunger Games and say the timer doesn't matter, just fight. However, Yonda trying to move in. Looking for Randy here. Ideally, he wants to kill Zera, but they just keep on running.
At this point, Yonda can't afford to to try and bait them. He has to go on. He has to go on pursuit, otherwise he will lose.
He has to hold W indeed.
He's
Oh,
got
isolating Zera, but Zera can just do rings around the Rosie because it's swords and not guns. Being a bit silly in this tournament, the Newgens. Not putting up a proper fight.
Well, I believe they've figured out that that if they keep running, then they will win by default.
Newgens abusing the rulebook instead of resorting to skills. Yonda might have isolated Zera. He can corner him here. He can corner. Randy coming up. Yonda backing out. He shouldn't back. There's no time to back. He really needs to go aggressive. Even if he doesn't get a kill, it is what it is. But not making the move is even worse.
Whilst it is a bit of what some may refer to as scummy tactics, it is in question, not against the rules.
Newgens, if they get a victory, is going to be it's going to be called a Mickey Mouse tournament because of their tactics. Just running away like headless chickens, because Zera might be in headless. Abusing another broken package on Roblox.com. Yonda no pursuit. Oh, close. Yonda holding W. He realizes there's no time to mess around. Really, no one is fighting right now. Yonda might be able to cut off Randy, but he's just running. Zera also running.
Zera hard.
Yeah, it's just going to be rings around the rosies for 5 more minutes, Pinkhead. Not the most exciting gameplay. Yonda hoping for a miracle. The least interesting Meadows match I've seen in a few years.
And with 3 minutes remaining, it does appear as though the Newgens may just be sticking to their tactics.
If Yonda can somehow get 2 kills within 2 minutes, then everything is still up for grabs and he ties up the score, but it does appear that Newgens just don't want to fight. They could as well alt F4, because they're not really playing the game. They're just running around, Yonda on the chase. Yonda getting closer. Zera underneath. He's trying to bait Yonda to move to him. Yonda really just needs to pick a target and hold W onto it. Try and force someone in the corner. Yonda looking for Zera. There is no time. It's going to be real difficult. They're not playing the game.
And Randy has agreed to a 1v1. They will need to be quick though, given there's only 2 minutes left. Could this be a risky play by Randy?
Randy putting the honor in honor and glory. Never mind, running
Never
away again.
mind. He's run off and resorted to his.
Only going for the glory, but not for the honor.
Unless he's going for a drop kill, never mind.
Yonda on the chase. Looking to cut him off. Daisy playing rings around the rosies. Onto the tower. There's an opportunity for Yonda to catch him out here. He doesn't. He's baffled as to why people don't play. Yeah, it doesn't seem like blue team is willing to fight. Yonda can't do anything because he's on his own. He has no one to corner. You can hold W, but even then it's going to be difficult to catch one. You spend too much time just standing around on the 13 minutes mark, giving blue some time to think. Check the rulebook. Notice there's a timer.
And with only 30 seconds left, it does appear as though the new gens will be taking the sword round as well. However, with what some may refer to as questionable tactics.
Yeah, it does appear that blue may get their glory, but they lost their honor in the process. Very unfortunate case. Bit of a silly chase, cat and mouse. Yonda unable to grab any of them.
Time is up, meaning that the new gens have taken the crown on both the gun and the sword battles. In a battle where we saw if the old gen still had it, or if the new gen, or if TRA is stronger than ever before, it appears it is the latter. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed both streams, and congratulate members of both sides and congratulate members of both new gen squads for winning, and a big thank you to everybody on the old gen and new gen squads for both gun and sword for taking part. I mean, at the end of the day, this is only intended to be something fun for Retro Weekend 2022. Thank you all for coming out, and we hope you enjoy the rest of Retro Weekend. Thank you.